After spending the last 59 days in first place in the American League East, the Rays awoke to find themselves tied for second with the Boston Red Sox, both running a half game back of Derek Jeter and the Yankees. Tonight, the Rays begin a 6-game homestand versus the surprise leader in the NL West, the San Diego Padres. Catch more exciting interleague action on Sun Sports. Tonight, the interleague schedule for the Rays continues as we welcome you to Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. This game one of a 3-game series with the Rays playing host to the San Diego Padres. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Kevin Kennedy. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis in just a few moments as well. Well, the Rays are no longer the chase. They are the chaser, and they're hoping coming into this homestand to make up some ground, hoping to be led by Carl Crawford. Kevin, he's coming off an outstanding week.
Yeah, the American League Player of the Week. He's doing everything. He's getting on base. He's drawing walks. He's hitting for power. Look at the numbers right there. 9 for 21, 429 this past week. The on-base percentage at .571. He's doing everything. You know, he gets a fastball early in the count. He's not afraid to jump on it. He's not always looking for the walk. So, you know, Carl Crawford is the real deal. Of course, we know about the stolen bases and the Gold Glove defense. He plays out there in the outfield as well. So he hopes to lead the Rays tonight against San Diego.
Speaking of San Diego, the Padres, the surprise team in the National League. They're a game and a half up in the West, known for their pitching, and when it turns to offense, there's one name that pops out. That's Adrian Gonzalez.
Exactly right. He doesn't have a lot of support around him. They kind of mix and match and play little ball, but Adrian Gonzalez can play big ball. He's got 15 home runs. He's got great power to left center field. He's had a great month of June. 15 home runs overall now, 47 runs driven in. He's batting average over 300 at 310. He is also a Gold Glove caliber defensive first baseman to go with that, and he will be on the All-Star team representing San Diego for sure, along with some pitchers as well, I'm sure.
And tonight in the first game of the series, we will see some very talented young pitching. Wade Davis goes to the hill for the Rays, the 24-year-old right-hander, 5-7. Matt Latos, only 22, will do the pitching for San Diego. He's in at 7-4.
Interleague baseball returns to Tropicana Field. The AL versus the NL. Rays trying to improve on their 5-7 record against the National League, playing one of the NL's best teams in the San Diego Padres. Padres' second best record in the NL. Rays' the second best record in the AL. Just a moment ago, we honored our own Dwayne Stats, who's about to make his 5,000th broadcast in the Rays booth. He's been here for 13 years, but he's been in a lot of different cities, calling Major League Baseball since 1977. His dream as a young kid listening to a green transistor radio and hearing some of the great announcers was to someday call baseball play-by-play, and he has made that dream come true with the Astros from 77 through 1984. Then he was part of the Chicago Cubs team with Harry Carey. He was with the Cubs from 85 through 89. On to the Big Apple with the Yankees from 90 to 94. ESPN from 95 through 97 prior to joining the Rays, where it's truly been a family. His daughter Stephanie marrying Dan Wheeler, and here are some of the players.
Hey, Dwayne, I just want to wish you congrats on your 5,000 game. That's really an amazing accomplishment. Congratulations.
5,000 games. Congratulations, Dwayne. That's a lot of games. You deserve it, and here's to your next 5,000.
So I heard about 5,000 broadcasts. That's a heck of a lot. I'm doing one, and I can barely stand it. Good work, man.
It has been quite a career for Dwayne Stats, and plenty more to go. He is at 5,000 and counting. We're going to hear from Dwayne and Kevin Kennedy as the Rays play the Padres in high definition. Coming up next, enjoy all the action on Sunsport.
That compares itself to a Toyota, or you could just buy a Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, moving forward. By BB&T, best bank in town since 1872. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. From Tropicana Field tonight, the Rays take on the San Diego Padres. The Rays now a half game back in the American League East, opening this 3-game series and a 6-game interleague homestand. The Padres in, and they'll be followed by the Arizona Diamondbacks. San Diego lined up. Tony Gwynn Jr. is going to lead it off, followed by David Eckstein, and then Adrian Gonzalez. Nick Hundley is the cleanup hitter. The catcher, Chase Headley at third. Scott Harrison is in left. Will Venable is in right field. Oscar Salazar, the DH. Jerry Hairston Jr. is at shortstop, hitting ninth.
Wade Davis on the mound tonight for the Rays in 13 starts overall. He is 5-7 with a .494 earned run average. Coming off his last start against the Atlanta Braves on the 16th. He went 5 innings overall. Opponent's batting average against at 273, has given up 12 home runs, and he's just looking for a little bit better fastball command. We know the stuff is absolutely outstanding overall. Defensively behind Wade tonight in the outfield, Carl Crawford in left, BJ Upton in center field, and Ben Zobrist in right. Around the infield left to right, Devin Longoria, Jason Bartlett, Reed Brignac, and Carlos Pena. Down Navarro behind the plate. And this defensive alignment review is brought to you by Sweet Bay. Live fresh for less.
And there's Joe Madden, the Rays skipper. 5th year, looking for a little more offense and a little more from the starting rotation. Pretty realistic about where they are right now, knowing that you're not going to play 700 baseball forever. And there's Bud Black. He's done a great job as the skipper of the San Diego Padres ball club.
And he's smart. He's talking to his all-star first baseman right there. It's nice when managers kind of stick with those all-stars. They like to surround themselves with.
That's a good strategy.
I'm surrounded by an all-star, by the way. It's you. You taught me well, and congratulations, partner, on number 5,000 tonight. I'm enjoying being with you.
Well, you're guilty of some hyperbole there, but I'll take the compliment anyway. Thank you very much. You're the best, and it's a great, fun baseball conversation to be had with you.
It is. You taught me well many years ago.
We're looking for some baseball here from the Rays and the Padres. And all set to play. Tony Gwynn steps in there, the namesake of his father, and he takes the first pitch. That's in there for a strike call. Gwynn hitting .232. The Padres are hitting .249 as a team. That's 14th out of the 16 teams in the National League. It seems they scored just enough to win, and when they have done, they're 40-29 starting play tonight. A little wide, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, San Diego plays more like a typical National League team where they'll run, hit and run, bunt. Work the count pretty well, not too much of a strikeout team.
Count squares, 2-2. We'll take a look at exactly who the Padres are running ahead of in the NL West, up by 1.5 games on San Francisco, 2 on the Dodgers. Dodgers running 3rd, ahead of the Colorado Rockies, followed by Arizona. Davis goes full with Tony Gwynn.
You know, and that's interesting, Dwayne, because their division out west is comparable to what the Rays are going through out here in the American League East. You got 4 teams within 4 to 5 games of each other.
And the pitch popped up, foul ball. That's going to wind up out of play. And here's a look at the American League East. New York now up by a half game over the Rays and the Red Sox. Rays technically in second by percentage points. Toronto 5 back, and Baltimore running 5th. Second 3-2 pitch on its way, and that too is fouled back and out of play. Well, the Padres finished last year, Kevin. They finished strong.
They did. Yeah.
And that was something that was overlooked by a lot of people, and other people said, well, sure, they're winning. They're 20 games out at first. Didn't take them seriously, but Black realized he might be onto something good. And Carl Crawford takes care of the fly ball, and Glenn finally retired. One away here in tonight's Rays broadcast on Sun Sports is presented in beautiful HD by H.H. Gregg. And here's David Eckstein. Plays second base. And well, Kevin, this guy has been a favorite of fans and teammates wherever he has played.
Yeah, he's been a winner at both the Angels, a World Series ring there, and a World Series ring in St. Louis.
There's a strike.
You know, when you talk about not striking out, he's only struck out 11 times all season long, 13 walks.
Fouls it back, out of play. And one of the few guys you see choke up on the bat from the very get-go.
He's old school.
He is. In many ways, he is. Upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Of course, Joe Madden and Bud Black and David Eckstein were all together with the Angels.
And a liner caught by Carlos Pena. That's out number 2. Two up, 2 down. And that's the best way to face this guy. Adrian Gonzalez coming up here. Base is empty.
Hey, interesting now. Joe Madden puts the shift on Adrian. He will roll over to the right side when he's not going well, but by rights, he's a very good left center field hitter. See Longoria get into your screen there too. He's playing at the shortstop position right now, so they're not worried about a bunt. They'll let him bunt. We've seen Carlos Pena do that, but he's got great power to left center.
Pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. And if you look at his numbers, he not only leads this San Diego club offensively, but he's among the National League leaders at a number of offensive categories. 7th in hitting, 4th in home runs. He's in the top 10 in runs batted in. He's 5th in hitting with men in scoring position and 2nd in on-base percentage.
Yeah, he's sitting 17 out of 20. That's a 421 clip. He's hit 6 home runs in that span. Driven in 19. Got his batting average over 300 now.
And he takes this one toward the line and left. Crawford on the run. Can't get there. That's just fair. And now he's on his way to second. Crawford finally corrals it back of the bullpen mound. And Gonzalez drops a double just fair inside the left field line.
Yeah, that's him. When Adrian's hitting well, he likes to go to left center field. And in that ballpark where they play 81 games, look at his 17th double of the year. It's a good pitch. Tailing action off the outside corner, but that's his strength. That's one thing Adrian will do. That's why he's a 300 hitter. This ball hits right on the chalk. You see the chalk come up there. Fair ball. Good call by third base umpire Marty Foster.
So the Padres have a man in scoring position with 2 outs, and here's Nick Hundley. It's too low, a ball and no strikes. It'll be interesting to watch Gonzalez throughout this series. We don't get a chance to see him on a regular basis. Sometimes you'll catch one of their games, the Padre games, on another telecast or so, but you don't get a chance to see them regularly. But Gonzalez, they tell us, is the kind of guy, he has a good eye, but he will swing at a pitch. As you pointed out, that last pitch was a pretty good pitch. He'll swing at a pitch off the plate, just off the plate away, and hit it that way for a base hit or a double.
You know, it's interesting you bring that up. I've talked to him about that about a week ago. Why he does it. He said, because umpire, I don't want to take a third strike. He said, I know if certain umpires are going to expand their zone with 2 strikes, I'll expand mine. It doesn't bother me. I don't worry about it and say, hey, I was right. You were wrong by taking a third strike, even though I know it's 2 inches outside. If I think it's too close, I'm going to swing at it. That's his exact conversation. Smart hitter.
Now ball 4. Well, from a practical point of view, it makes all the sense in the world. You can argue with an umpire all you want, but if he's going to call that pitch a strike, it's a strike. And he's just adopted a bit of pragmatism, I guess, in his approach to hitting.
That's
there.
exactly right. I think of when I heard that conversation, had that conversation with Adrian, I think of J.D. Drew when he was in L.A., because I saw both those clubs a lot, obviously, being out in the West Coast. And J.D. would take a third strike, and it might be 2 inches outside. He might be right, but the umpire had a 19-inch plate that night.
Yep.
And he'd be walking in the dugout, and Adrian would be at second base with a double, like he is now, because he'd swing at it.
Chase Headley, the third baseman, batting left-handed. He's a switch hitter, and Bud Black's lined up. The fastball is down. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a strike around the knees, and it's 1-1.
Headley's a guy that'll go up the middle. He'll go to left center. The outfield right now for the Rays is playing him pretty much straight up. So Joe Madden having all his charts and information, he's He's going by the book right now of what his advanced scouts and all of the information given to him says about Chase Headley.
Just missing on the inside part off the plate. 2-1.
Take a look at what Fox Tracks has to say about this one. Off the inside corner.
Foul ball, fastball. The count goes to 2-2.
And if you think San Diego doesn't face good pitching out in the National League West, you got to check yourself, because Tim Lincecum and Matt Cain started the Giants. They see them regularly. The Dodgers have Chad Billingsley, and Clayton Kershaw has as good a stuff for a lefty as you want to see. Danny Herron in Arizona, so they see good pitching. They know what good pitching is to face this lineup.
Now the 2-2 upstairs, and the count goes full. And this has been an extended first inning for Wade Davis, and he has averaged a lot of pitches per inning this year. It's something that he's attempting to address.
Oh, and by the way, Ubaldo Jimenez is in the National League West as well. Let's not forget him. Yep. Right now, you have to consider the best pitcher, at least the first half in baseball this year.
And there's ball 4. So with 2 outs, the bases are loaded. First 2 men were retired. Double and a pair of bases on balls.
Well, this has kind of been the issue all season long. Wade really not finishing that pitch off. You see him really fading toward first base as he released that, instead of staying with it a little bit longer and driving his head right toward his target, really to bite that outside corner and down. Because you don't want it up and away. That's a very hittable pitch, up and away.
Now it's Scott Hairston, the left fielder. That's a strike. Off the strike zone around the knees.
Scott's got some pop overall. You see his numbers with the bases loaded, a home run and 23 RBIs, but he's got 7 home runs.
One ball, 1 strike. That's a foul ball right back into the upper deck. It's a 1-2 count now. Padres have loaded the bases.
Scott Hairston has 37 strikeouts, 19 walks. You can try to expand one right here.
And a ground ball by the mound is short. Bartlett with the toss to second. They get the force on Headley to retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the first. San Diego 0. Rays coming in to hit. No score. Joe Madden has John Jaso in the leadoff spot again, followed by Carl Crawford. Evan Longoria hits third ahead of Carlos Pena. Carlos in the cleanup spot. Vince Zobrist in right. B.J. Upton's in center. Hitting seventh is Reed Brignac. Deanna Navarro gets the start behind the plate. And at shortstop hitting ninth is Jason Bartlett.
Big 6'6" right-hander Matt Latos in 13 starts. He has a complete game. He's 7-4. Good earned run average at 3.19 and an excellent innings pitch is 79. He's only given up 57 hits so far this year. Almost a strikeout an inning to go with that. And the opponent's batting average against is outstanding at 197. And he has really pitched well since May the 7th. He's 6-1.
So here is Jaso. John hitting 290. The pitch is up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. They tell us it's been a maturing process from this young right-hander, Matt Latos. That's a strike. And you hear a lot about John Garland helping in that regard. Two balls and a strike.
He does something that actually Ubaldo Jimenez does of the Colorado Rockies. If you've seen him, watch him kind of drop that right arm and kind of freeze it straight down, a little pause before he brings it back up. It's kind of a violent move. It's not a real smooth move. And sometimes that gets him in trouble if he does it too quickly. His arm can't catch up, but he's caught up pretty well, like I said, since May the 7th. He's been outstanding. That right arm goes straight down.
And a popper on the left side. Headley back for it. And third makes the catch.
Here's a look at it right here. Kind of goes straight down real quick. Hides the ball pretty well. And then gets it back up into the good release point right there.
Yeah, he'll come right over the top.
Oh, yeah.
Now Carl Crawford. Pitch is up. Carl, the American League's Player of the Week. Coming off a good road trip. One and one.
I tell you what, all these Padre pitchers, a lot of them at least, I talked to Bud Black about this as well, the manager of the Padres, they're working on changeups. A lot of them have good changeups.
Well, that could be a challenge to the Rays lineup because it seems they've seen a lot of that. A lot of breaking stuff and a lot of off-speed changeups.
Yeah, this is not a team, I talked to Bud about this. It's not a team that believes in a lot of the cutters.
Fly ball back into left. Hairston cutting to his right. He circled back a little bit after the initial move back toward the track.
Defensively, that was Scott Hairston out there at left. Tony Gwynn Jr. in center field. Will Venable in right. Around the infield, Chase Headley at third. Jerry Hairston Jr. at short. David Eckstein at second base. And Adrian Gonzalez, a Gold Glove caliber first baseman over there, holding the bag down. And Nick Hundley behind the plate. And this defensive alignment review is brought to you by Sweet Bay. Live fresh for less.
Here's Evan Longoria. Pitcher fastball right again on it. And he fouls it. Strike one. One and one.
You mentioned John Garland, Dwayne, and John Garland, one of the things that's helped him this year is bringing back the changeup. He's thrown a lot more changeups. It's really been the equalizer for him.
Pitch dips down. Slider, 2-1. The Padres have made it work with outstanding pitching.
Comes a changeup right here.
Count goes to 3-1. Change up in around 83. Popped up. Right side, foul ball. Gonzalez under it. And the Rays are up and down. 1-2-3. We go to the second. No score.
Yesterday was an off day for Tampa Bay, but the Rays did make some news as we hear from owner Stuart Sternberg and our Geico quote of the day.
Major League Baseball in Tampa Bay in the region does not belong to Stu Sternberg, just as it doesn't belong to St. Petersburg or Tampa or Pinellas or Hillsborough. It is a regional asset. It belongs to our fans throughout the region. For this asset to be preserved, a comprehensive process to explore a new ballpark must begin. And that process needs to consider all possible locations throughout Tampa Bay, meaning Tampa and Hillsborough as well. It's the right thing for our fans. It's the right thing for the residents of Tampa Bay.
As we begin play here in the second inning, swinging through the pitch, Will Venable. Stuart Sternberg saying, hey, he just wants to make this the best possible baseball situation for the entire region, as the Rays will look to bring the region together to come up with the best solution. He also said he didn't know what the next step would be, but obviously the Rays are going to do their due diligence to follow what the ABC Coalition has recommended and see where the next home of the Rays will be after Tropicana Field. Guys, back to you.
All right. Right now here, a ground ball backhanded by Brignac, and a nice play turned in by the Rays rookie infielder. Venable out of there for the first out.
Was a nice play by Reed as he hits this hard big one hopper right there, going to his right, ranging to his right, setting up nicely and getting the ball over there to Carlos Pena.
So Venable is out of there, and it brings up Oscar Salazar, who is the DH. The pitch down and in. Ball, no strikes. Well, it would seem to me, Kevin, that coming off that comment and what we saw yesterday, that it's both reasonable and logical that Stu Sternberg would want the very best for this franchise going forward. And he's voicing, I think, the idea that he's willing to pursue all the options toward that end.
Yeah, he wants to stay in this area. It's a great area overall, obviously, for baseball and the weather and a variety of reasons why you'd want to be in this area. But you got to get fans out to the ballpark.
2-1 pitch is popped into shallow left. Carl Crawford under it. He makes the catch. 2 gone. You know, you're right about that. Having said that, stadium, ball club, notwithstanding, I believe it's the greatest secret in America. This area is a great area to live in, to work and raise a family, and the Rays have developed into part of the fabric of the community, which is what you want in a ball club.
Well, especially now. I mean, it's a fun club to watch. There's a lot of talent. The organization's done a great job developing talent, drafting well now, with the ownership led by Stuart Sternberg. So, you know, to me, I had all my spring trainings here, so I go way back. It's one of the reasons I'm glad I got an opportunity to come here.
Yeah.
I had many a spring training in this area, many an instructional league back in the day, so I know the area well. Because of the minor league presence that was here for years and spring training that was here as well, that has a great baseball history, and the Rays have certainly, particularly in the last few years, really made their impact on that history of baseball and this area. And I think the term area or region is the key to all of it. High shot back into center. Upton on the run is there and makes the catch just as he hit the track. BJ goes back on that ball extremely well and gathers it in. Bottom half of inning 2 coming, no score. Wow. It's got to go on the website. Yeah, well. That's pretty cool. Look at this. Todd, you're doing a great job, pal. Thank you. Thank you. Unbelievable. Wait, hey. We have a fire hazard here. Here's Carlos Pena taking the pitch high. I've always said that we're not going to get in the way of the game, and now you guys have forced us to do this. This is really bad. Here, listen. Yeah. And if Carlos goes deep, I am not making the call, Dwayne. I'll be right back, Kevin. I'm laying right out. All right. Here. That's a ball. Hang on. It'll be the first Carlos Pena non-call. Hey, we didn't miss a pitch. All right. You're good like that. Way to go. Yeah, that's another one of those blackmail photos they just took right there. 2-1 to count to Carlos Pena. Well deserved, Wayne. That's a lot of ball games. That's a lot of cake over there. I want to hear some stories. We got to go back to Astro days. Harry Carey Cub days. Yeah, wow. Well,
2-1 here to Carlos. The pitch is down. He's ahead in the count, 3-1.
What was the? Let me ask you. What was the first game like? Number one. Remember it?
Yeah,
vividly.
It was in 1976. The Astros were playing the Cubs at Wrigley Field.
All right.
And
it's a good setting.
Rick Russell and J.R. Richard, the pitching matchup.
A couple of big men in different ways.
Yep. 3-1 is skied into right center field. Venable and Glenn. Who's going to get it? It's Venable who makes the catch. The right fielder. One away. And J.R. Richard hit a home run in that game.
He did.
And so did Jose Cruz.
That's a good look right there. I like that.
Yeah, I just got a haircut that day.
Well, that was the 70s, right?
Yeah, oh,
we all had longer hair then.
There you go.
There's a good shot.
Yeah.
That's a great shot.
There's our two little guys who future Rays.
Oh, yeah.
Gabe and Zach in there.
That's great.
Ben Zobrist takes a strike. Oh, all right. Oh, hey, thank you. Cake all around.
That's how Harry would say it.
Yeah, well, you know, I got to tell you, I got a call from Chip Carey today. One of my
that's
favorite
great.
guys.
That's great.
And I missed it. He left a little message, and I called him right back. Zobrist skies it into left. Hairston is there. And so I called Chip back, and he answered the phone. He answered it by saying, Chip answered and picked up the phone. He says, "Hi again, everybody." And I said, "Chip, this is your grandfather calling you."
Did you really?
Yeah, Harry was great in those Chicago days. And if you were around him and couldn't learn a thing or two, you were in bad shape, because Harry had a lot to offer. As we all know, he loved the game and he loved life. And the guy you saw on the air is the guy you saw all the time.
That was him.
That was him.
There was no change.
And, you know, he was a guy who, from the time he was a kid in St. Louis, loved the game and just battled his way up.
I was going to ask you, is that the piece of advice you'd give to young broadcasters out there? Just be yourself?
Yeah, I think so. You know, at the end of the day, I think in anything you do, but especially in this, you've got to be yourself. Headley makes a nice play in the throw to Gonzalez, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. So at the end of 2, we have no score.
Did the quick math. I think it's about 33 years in the game, so it's pretty impressive. Nice job.
Well, we go to the third, no score. Top of the order, and Tony Gwynn up there, a strike to count. Wade Davis on the hill for the Rays.
Let's see, how about Balfour? Grant doing that quick math.
I know. They have a great public school system in Australia, apparently with a heavy emphasis on math.
They're good mathematicians.
I know. That was lightning quick there.
Wow. He's just about right on, too, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. He's got a better idea of that than I do. A ball and 2 strikes to count. Yeah, that's the other thing that Harry, the piece of advice he gave us is that when you start to accumulate a high number of games, he says you shouldn't really admit to doing that, but that's when they want to retire you.
That's probably
2-2.
Probably good advice.
I know. I may be kicking myself.
That's a pretty good pitch. Just missed. Fox Tracks says it missed as well.
And a full count. Quinn, Eckstein, and Gonzalez do in the third.
Well, there's some sons of former major leaguers on this ball club. Starting right here.
Yep. And the 2 Hairstons.
Yep.
There's a walk. Third walk given up here by Wade tonight. Guarantee yourself postseason ticket opportunities and other great benefits with Rays season tickets. Visit RaysBaseball.com or call 888-FAN-RAYS today. And a lot of baseball to be played. The Rays had been in first place for 59 days, 67 out of 76. And there's a lot of baseball to be played.
Well, here's the small ball. Gwynn will run. No doubt about that.
Back in Gwynn. He's 10 of 12 in the running department. And you can tell by looking at their lineup, up and down the lineup, of their steal attempts, what kind of club it is. Their guys will start the runner, they'll straight steal.
You got to be real careful with Eckstein because he'll really pound that hole on the right side. It'll go right through that hole. Loves to work that. I think no matter what, Bartlett should be covering second base here, no matter what the pitch is.
Want to know the count to Eckstein.
In fact, David was working extremely hard at that in batting practice today, watching him. I like to watch these opposing hitters to see what they're trying to do.
That pitch a bit away, particularly in interleague play. It's a hurry-up scouting report for everybody. It is for us.
It is.
We don't get a chance to see most of these teams as often as we'd like, and so it's a quick scouting update that you try to do on these clubs. Joe Madden feels the same way about interleague play. Joe's a heavy-duty preparation guy. Trying to dissect over there, I'll tell you, that's pretty good.
Well, you're right. Talking about Joe Madden, in the old days, the only way you could scout, especially in the minor leagues, was by going out there and watching infield and watching batting practice. That is a very close play. So if you got the right hand in it from this shot, he's out.
Man, I think he got it.
Out. Yep. That's it. Hickok's over there at first. Worth trying again.
Pitch a little wide. 3 balls, no strikes. And he takes that one in there for a strike. Now 3-1.
Well, I would expect this to be a run and hit play. You got to believe Gwynn will be in motion. Eckstein has a fantastic eye at the plate, though. If that ball's out the outside corner, he doesn't have to swing at it because it's ball 4. So it really plays into his hand the way he swings the bat.
Runner on the move. The pitch is a strike, and the throw skips away. Hit the runner and away from Bartlett. So Gwynn has his 11th stolen base of the year.
I think the ball had him. Did run a little bit on the second base side. A tough play right here. Ball's right down the middle. The throw see is wide of the bag. And it hits, I don't think Bartlett caught it. Let me see. Yeah, I think it hit Gwynn right in the back. Went right by Jason. It's not a good throw. Quick release, but not a good throw. Wide of the bag. Tough play for Bartlett.
And the pitch is fouled. 3-2. And you can see 3-2. Eckstein trying to go to right.
Yeah, really waited. He lets the ball get so deep on him. Carlos Pena's doing the right thing. He's way off the bag as he can really hit that hole over there between first and second.
And he fouls this one up the right side and breaks his bat in the process. Well, the pitches are mounting up here in the early stages of this game for Wade Davis. He's averaged almost 18 pitches per inning, which is the 5th highest average in the major leagues.
Yeah, I just think there's times he gives the hitters too much credit, because you're facing a team that's really near the bottom of the National League in hitting. The one guy you really got to worry about, obviously, is the guy on deck. But these smaller hitters take nothing away from them. Those are guys you got to go strike one, strike two on.
There goes Gwynn for third. It's ball 4, and the throw is not in time. And the Padres being very aggressive while Davis struggles with his command. He's walked 4 now, including the first 2 here in the third.
See, he carried that ball with him. Instead of driving it right toward his target, kind of carried it with him. And the ball has done that frequently, where it runs across the plate like that from right to left from your center field camera shot. And Navarro gave it a throw, but really Gwynn was in there. He could have stood up and got him to third base. He was in there easy.
So it's first and third. Nobody out, and the dangerous Adrian Gonzalez up now. Pitch is foul, out of play. Gonzalez doubled in the first inning, his 17th double of the year. 47 runs batted in, which ranks him 9th in the National League. Inside, it's 1-1. That takes the count to 1-2. Gonzalez now with a 10-game hitting streak. He has been swinging a even hotter bat lately.
Yeah, Adrian kind of went for one there. He got a fastball that ran a little bit away from him, and he pulled off that one. Now with 2 strikes, he'll go back to his opposite field game here. He took a shot at hitting one out there is what he did.
1-2. He fouls it the other way. Yeah, you see him hit a couple times and you realize he's got a very good idea. He's a smart hitter.
Yeah, he's very quiet at the plate. He doesn't jump too much. His preference is to stay inside the ball and go to left center. But when he gets a count early, he'll look to pull. But he's got home run power, even in Petco Park in San Diego, which is a pitcher's park. He'll hit it out to left center out of the ballpark.
Still a 1-2 count.
There's no park that really holds him. And now with San Diego in first place, this was a talk all winter about when is he going to be traded, and he was halfway expecting it. touched base with Adrian about that as well, and he wasn't really worried about it. He's from San Diego originally. He'd love to stay there, and I think now he will, at least this year, the way the Padres are playing.
That takes the count to 2-2.
Pretty good running count right here for David Eckstein. Don't fall asleep over there on David, because he'll run as well in certain situations. He's not a burner, but he'll steal a base on you.
Wynn has stolen 2. Stealing his way around the third. And the pitch popped up. Renyak, or that's Bartlett, I beg your pardon, out from shortstop, and Jason takes care of that.
Boy, is that big right there. You got a fastball up in the zone to get the pop-up. Well, here's the Toyota trend. The starter's ERA in the first 44 games, a combined Major League best at 2.72. The last 25, a combined ERA at good 3 runs more than that. So that's, you wonder what happened to the Rays. Yeah, part of it's the hitting. We know that. But the pitching was just so dynamic the first 44 games of the season that you knew they wouldn't keep that up, but they've kind of gone the other way. They've gone completely to the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, they're in a position now where they're going to have to make some adjustments with the teams.
That's right.
They face now.
There's just too much talent in that starting rotation for that to continue. But you got to throw strikes.
There's a first pitch strike, a fastball to start the count to Nick Hundley, the catcher.
You really have to understand pitch sequencing too. You know, when to go in, when not to go in, when to throw your secondary pitches to which hitters behind the count. It's part of the learning process in the big leagues. So
1-1.
That pitch right there. Now Navarro's doing the right thing. He's kind of saying, stay right there, stay with me, come right at me. Really kind of make that. We talked about this last time at home here when Wade pitched. He's trying to make that slider better than what it is. Really carrying it, trying to just paint the outside corner. You don't have to do that. Good actions by Navarro right there. Just settle down, stay back, grab it right toward me. You make that pitch, you'll get a 6-4-3 double play.
2-1. Fastball fouled back, and the count goes to 2-2. Let's take a look at Wade the last 3 times out here.
Yeah, and a lot of this that you're looking at, especially the start of it at Texas, was fastball command. June the 4th, 9 hits and 3 in the 3rd innings. And June the 10th, of course, versus Toronto, 7 hits and 7 innings, and then Wednesday at Atlanta, 7 hits and 3 earned runs. Not the walk so much, although he's walked some tonight. It's where the fastball's been in the zone.
And Hundley is out on strikes. Tried to check, went around, and that's the second out. The big out right there with runners still at first and third.
I think Hundley, after he fouled off the 2-1 fastball up and away, I think he was thinking breaking ball, and Wade goes inside right here and paints him up with some two-seam action to that fastball. Ran off the inside corner, and that Hundley couldn't hold up. Good pitch.
Now the third baseman, Chase Headley, who's fouling a fastball right back. Strike 1. Headley, 26 years old. Just got to the big leagues briefly with the Padres in 07. And there's a strike. So A couple nice pitches here.
See how quiet he was in that curveball delivery there? That's what Navarro was trying to tell him. Just be nice and fluid. Let the ball work for itself. See how he's not falling violently toward the first base side? That was just nice and fluid and smooth. It's a big difference.
Ground ball toward the middle. Bartlett knocks it down, gets the flip away to second. Safe the call, the run scores. Renyak thought they may have beaten the runner in there, but Glenn crosses the plate, and the Padres score the first run of the game.
Hustling David Eckstein right there. Nice play by Bartlett to even get to that ball, let alone get a nice flip off to second base. Take a look. Ball shot right up the middle. Bartlett with an out-and-out dive right here. Backhands it. Boy, I think they got him. Let's take another look. Nice play. There's a nice flip. Tough to tell from that angle. Renyak thinks he's got him.
Now here's Scott Hairston, and he takes a fastball in for a strike. Yeah, that was very close out there at second base. But the encouraging thing is that in the last half dozen pitches, we've seen some good pitches out of Wade.
Yeah, he's made some good pitches in with the fastball. That was a good one to start Hairston off with right there.
1-1. Two balls and a strike. Scott Hairston ran it into a fielder's choice to end the first. And he pops it up. That's a foul ball. Navarro just on the other side of the screen, out of play. Manabe all the way back and ran out of room. So it's a 2-2 count.
Hey, Hairston got a pitch he liked too. Fastball up. He'll look for that long ball.
The brothers Scott and Jerry Hairston, part of a three-generation baseball family. The Bells and the Boones, also three-generation families in the game, played in the big leagues. Pitch is down, and a full count.
Well, here's where you got to be careful. If you're going to throw a fastball, this is where you got to have command, because Scott has power. You'll be looking for one right here. That's where you got to be able to throw your secondary pitches for strikes here. A little fastball in.
3-2, and a shot that's just fouled back at third.
Yeah, see, that's not a smart pitch. That's just what I was talking about. I mean, this is where you've got to be able to throw your secondary pitches in the big leagues. You come in on a power hitter that's looking for a ball middle in, comes right into his wheelhouse. Got away with a mistake right there. Could have been a two-run double. I tell you, it just was foul, just by about an inch or two.
It's Marty Foster over there on the call. Padres have a run here in the third.
So you're not going to trick veteran big league hitters with that pitch. You're just not going to.
So Hairston will take a look at another 3-2 pitch. And that's down and away. So he walks him. 3 walks in the inning, 5 in this outing. The bases are loaded. Jim Hickey heads to the mound. So the Rays will talk it over. We'll remind you to read the St. Petersburg Times, the official newspaper of the Rays. And you can win a suite for you, your friends, and your family. Watch the Rays take on the New York Yankees coming up August 1st. Entry forms available in the Sunday St. Petersburg Times through July 4th. And that's coming up before you know it.
Boy, isn't it? Wow. First half has moved fast here. Well, the conversation breaks up, but you can see after that swing by Harrison, Davis really wanted no part of Harrison on that last fastball. So he's going to start over with Venable, who's also got some power, but he's one of their big strikeout guys. So early, you can make him expand a little bit.
And he goes after a fastball and misses, strike 1.
I mean, you don't have to see a guy, even a scouting report, to know what the hitters are. All you do is look at their stats. When a guy strikes out 67 times already, over 35% of the time, that tells you he expands his own zone.
This one hit him. Boy, he didn't want to do that. He just got him on a pinch in, and that's going to force home a run on the hit batter. So 4 walks and a hit batter to go with that base hit. And it's a 2-run inning for San Diego.
I really noticed it when he's trying to go to that side of the plate, to the left-hand side of the plate, where Wade carries that ball an awful long time instead of just driving it right toward his catcher.
Now it's Oscar Salazar, and the breaking ball stays high. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitches now up to 80. 2 outs, bases loaded in the 3rd. And he started to go, but checked.
And they're not going to help Wade out until he throws strikes. The hitter's going to get all the advantages. He did go, there's no question about that. But first of all, the appeal was too late. You got to do that with conviction when you do that.
Fouls that fastball back, a high fastball. 2-1.
Meaning you got to ask immediately. You got to be sure as a catcher that, hey, he went. You ask. And if you do that, sometimes you'll entice the first base umpire. Well, yeah, you did.
Down to 3rd. 1 hop scoop by Longoria. The throw to first. In time, retires the side. 8 men come to the plate. They scored 2. We go to the bottom half of the 3rd. 2-0 San Diego.
Begins, and we are joined by Dave Schreiber, the Rays writer on FoxSportsFlorida.com. And tonight, a live chat going on. Dave, tell us what's happening on the live chat.
Absolutely, Todd. People are a little concerned with Wade Davis. He's done so well early in the season. Why is he struggling now? There's a lot of comments about that.
I know that, and Stuart Sternberg with a big announcement yesterday. People talking about that?
Yeah, people are interested in that, what that means for the area. Glad that at least it looks like there's a chance for it to remain in the franchise to remain in the region.
So on FoxSportsFlorida.com, you can check out the live chat going on during the game tonight. You can also read up on a nice profile story that Dave did on Dwayne Stack, right?
Thanks very much. It was really a pleasure to have a chance to write about Dwayne.
All right, back to the man we just talked about. Dwayne?
All right, thank you, fellas. 2 pitches in to the bottom of the third. Reed Brignac up there with a count of 1-1. Well, the Rays got out of the top half of the inning, giving up just 2. So they're down just 2-0 here as Brignac misses this one. The count is 1-2. That pitch breaking down and in to Brignac out of the strike zone. Well, the Rays concerned enough with Wade Davis and his pitch count. Apparently, there's a high fly ball back into right field, and Venable is there to make the catch. That's 7 in a row retired by Matt Latos. Andy Sonnenstein is loosening in the bullpen up the right side.
Yeah, I'd be concerned too, because it's not about Wade's stuff as far as velocity. It's been the same old word we've been using. It's command. 3 walks and a hit batter, only 1 base hit in that inning. That was an infield hit. Produced 2 runs.
It's the Rays catcher, Deanna Navarro. He was going to bunt and did offer at that pitch. The pitch was high. Strike 1. Deanna hitting .214 at the moment. Down the first base side, but foul. 0-2. Latos has pitched very well since about the first week in May. He's 7-4 overall, but since May the 7th, he's 6-1. And opponents' average against him in that stretch is only 148.
Yeah, I think that delivery he's got, number one, the way he hides it and forces the ball straight down violently out of his glove. I think that's a little deceptive, number one. He's got a lot of movement on his pitches, number 2.
And Navarro is out on strikes. 2 gone here in the third. Let's check in with Todd again.
Time for our Autoway text poll question of the night. If you need a car, truck, or van, who you to call Autoway, 1-800-SHOP-AUTOWAY. Hey, fans, what do you like most about our buddy Dwayne Stash? TV1, 30-plus years of baseball experience. TV2, the depth of his baseball knowledge. TV3, the voice. Or TV4, all the above. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rates apply, guys.
Yeah, don't you think we've done enough of this now?
No, I don't think so. That's an easy answer for me on that question right there.
Jason Bartlett takes a strike. 1-1.
Should I say? It's all of the above. There's no doubt about it.
I'm beginning to feel like that goldfish in the proverbial fish pond. Base hit. Bartlett has a single, and that's the first base runner for the Rays. A 2-out single here in the third by Jason Bartlett. We'll get the DH up here, John Jaso. He's trying to mount a little offense. First time through against the hard-throwing young right-hander. Now, second time through. We'll see what happens. Foul back. The one thing that concerns you when you fall behind the San Diego club just by a couple runs, you want to put some runs up on the board as early as you can because their bullpen is very good.
Nasty. You get to guys like Gregerson. Forget about it. Heath Bell's been outstanding. You know, if you're taking a setup guy in the All-Star game, I mean, you got to look at Gregerson's numbers. They're incredible. So you do. You're right. You got to score early. You don't want it to get to the bullpen of San Diego. It's the best in baseball. Best ERA bullpen-wise in baseball, 2.52 ERA.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about stingy all the way around. They are. It's low.
That's a nice block right there. The way Hundley got his feet out from underneath and the knees dropped straight down to pick that. That is textbook. And that's anticipation, too, of the ball being up there. Look how quick you got, especially that right knee down first. Be able to pick that.
And a shot, but right at Hairston, who was shaded toward the middle. Boy, Jaso hit the ball hard, but at Jerry Hairston Jr. Through 3, 2-0 San Diego. Yeah, it's become a parody now.
Less than 1%.
Oh, we've all come to know and love him.
Yep, there's no doubt.
Here's Jerry Hairston Jr. That's a strike. Wade Davis gave up a couple of runs in the third and really battled his command. This is down and away. A couple of pitches into the fourth. He's up to 85. And there's a pop-up. Longoria coming in from third into foul territory. Evan makes the catch. So that's out number one, and we'll check in with Todd.
Well, you're probably going to be reluctant to send it down to me after a while, but guess what? The AT&T trivia question revolves around your very first broadcast, 1976, before you got that full-time gig with the Astros, and the rest is history. We want to know, who were Dwayne Statt's two broadcast partners for his first ever Major League broadcast on August 26, 1976 at Wrigley Field? We'll have the answer in the bottom half, guys.
All right. Hey, I finally know the answer to some of these questions.
You better have that one.
Here's Tony Gwynn looking at a strike around the knees. Gwynn started the third with a walk and scored the first of 2 Padre runs in that inning. And this one's going to be a fair ball, slapped up the left field side. Crawford up with it. They're going to hold him to a single. One-off throw back into second. Gwynn on for the second time.
Number 22, David Eckstein.
So there's some speed aboard at first. David Eckstein, who, as we know, handles the bat very well, is on his way to the plate. The Rays taking on the Padres here. The first game. Boston's on the road in Colorado. For the first, back in. And the Yankees are in Arizona. It's blown away. Eckstein also walked in the third inning.
Perfect hit and run count. David, you think you're going to get David a chase? He won't do it.
Over to first base. Gwynn is back in.
Yeah, he wanted to go there. Thinking about it.
There's a strike. 1-1. Coming off 5 innings and a little over 80 pitches against Atlanta his last time out. Gave up 3 runs in those 5 innings, and the Rays eventually lost 6-2. Two balls and a strike.
Take a look at Fox Tracks on this pitch. He carried it a little bit, but Fox Tracks liked it. Got the corner.
Yeah, the problem is when you're not throwing strikes and not consistent with your location, even a close pitch like that might be a strike, there's a good chance you're not going to get it.
No, you're not going to get the benefit at all. Good hit and run count again here.
There he goes. The pitch is a ball, and the throw's in time this time. Navarro goes down to Bartlett to cut down Gwynn.
Yeah, they're just playing straight steel here. Carried this fastball as well. Good pitch to throw on, and Navarro, even though he short hopped it, Bartlett made a nice play and also blocked him off with his left foot there. Gwynn slides right in with the left hand, right into the left foot of Jason Bartlett.
So that's the second out. Gwynn had stolen second and third in the third inning, but caught trying to steal second in the fourth. 3-1 the count to Eckstein, and he pops it up, a foul ball, and that's going to be back and out of play off the facing of the upper deck. Popped up, shallow right, Grandiak out. Zobrist is there from right field. Ben makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 2-0 San Diego. 4th inning in tonight's game, and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run, televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Well, Carl Crawford leads off against Matt Latos. And the first pitch is too high. 1-0. They call him a changeup there.
A little off speed. And the hook on Carl that he'll jump on first pitch fastball once in a while. That's usually when he takes it deep.
The short's on the bat, and the pitch is a strike. Longoria next, and then Pena.
After the changeup, here comes the breaking ball. Good pitch.
Fastball in, 2-1. Shown right-hander 11-9 overall in the major leagues. Padres won 6 of his last 8 starts.
Carl upset. Got a good pitch to hit. Over the heart of the plate.
And he did not offer on the appeal. That's confirmed by Marty Foster. 3-2.
A tough bite on that breaking ball right there. That's close.
It was very close. Carl fouls a fastball. That one in the mid-90s.
Yeah. Might have been his best fastball that we've seen for velocity in 95. And here's the last 8 that you're talking about. 6-1 with a 205 earned run average. And a $1.50 batting average against.
Oh, great call to Crawford. Carl thought it was in off the plate.
Well, that's the difference of a guy being around the plate. He gets the benefit of the doubt right here. This ball is right there, right on the inside corner. It says Fox track. That's a tough pitch. Too close to take. Nice freeze. Nice job holding it by Hundley.
And now the pitch. Strike call to Longoria. Carl's still not convinced it was a strike. It was a soft fly ball, short center, going to drop for a base hit. Nevin is aboard. So with Longoria at first and 1 out, we'll check in once again with Todd Callis.
Time to answer our AT&T trivia question, Dwayne. And the question was, back in 1976 in your audition game that led to the full-time Astros job, who were your broadcast partners for your first Major League Baseball broadcast? Well, turns out we had 2 Hall of Famers with you. We had the gunner, Bob Prince, who was a Ford C. Frick Award winner, and Gene Elston as well. Prince went in 86, Elston in 2006, and Dwayne, I'm sure you'll be there as well. What a duo to break in with, huh, Dwayne?
Well, yeah, there's no question about that. I was just a 23-year-old kid.
Wow, that's awesome.
And just to be in the presence of those 2 men.
That's awesome. Well, that's what I say. You should be in the Hall of Fame. That was my take.
That's a strike to Pena. Appreciate that, and you guys and the crew, your hearts are in the right place, and I really do appreciate all that. Although I'm getting a little sick of myself. And the pitch is down. 1-1, but those 2 guys, and Todd knows because his father, Harry, broke into the big leagues with Gene Elston as part of the Astros crew back in 1965. And, Todd, the son of Harry, I have great reverence for Harry. The same way I do for Gene, and did for Bob Prince.
Now, what did anything that they taught you differently maybe than Harry Carey?
Well, I tell you, there was no one I thought who paced a game better than Gene Elston.
Okay.
No one who prepared better than he did, and he had a quality in his voice that was a friendly, inviting voice to listen to. And he was just the complete professional approaching a broadcast. And of course, Harry and that Chicago experience, you have to obviously be competent as well, but they had great personality. They had personality, plus all those guys. Harry did, and Jack Brickhouse before him, and I was fortunate in Chicago to work with Lou Boudreau on radio.
Oh, wow, that's great.
As my analyst. I mean, you just... If you could, you learn things through osmosis just sitting in the booth with all of those guys we mentioned.
Player and manager at one time, right?
Yeah,
did them
player
both.
Manager,
yeah,
24.
It's amazing.
1-2 the count to Pena, and all the way to the backstop. That's going to allow Longoria to head to second base on a wild pitch.
I think Latos was trying to throw that one about 107, not 97. He just let her fly. He was trying to go in. That ball was up and away. Brought Hundley out of the crouch. Couldn't get to it.
So it's 2-2 to Carlos as the Rays try to break through against this young right-hander. This one dropped low. 2-2 slider takes the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
That was a good pitcher's pitch. That was actually a good take by Carlos because that was a tough pitch. I'm sure Latos wanted it, but I don't think Carlos could have done a whole lot with that pitch. He was able to hold up. He's looking for a mistake.
Base hit and a walk, and the Rays put a couple men on. 2 on with 1 out for Ben Zobrist. You can help send your favorite Ray to this year's All-Star game by voting up to 25 times at RaysBaseball.com. Visit RaysBaseball.com and cast your ballot now for your 2010 All-Stars. Vote early and vote often. Vote today at RaysBaseball.com. Well, here's Ben. Rays with their first scoring opportunity of the night. Ben takes it for a strike, a fastball.
Well, he got one really in his wheelhouse, as it turned out. 322 hitter coming in from the left side of the plate. That was a 92 fastball.
Fastball. 1-1. Well, Ben hasn't seen a lot of fastballs from American League pitchers, so
you're not kidding.
If he can get 3 fastballs in a row, something good might happen here.
That's right.
And of course, he doesn't. That's a breaking ball.
Yeah, that's that slider.
2 balls and a strike.
Same type of slider that Carlos Pena was able to take 2 of them for balls to draw the walk. That's down.
A 2-1 and a ground ball to the right side. Gonzalez will take it to second out there, and no throw to first. A quick look at third, but Longoria is close to the bag. Zobrist aboard on a fielder's choice with Pena out. Gonzalez to Hairston.
That's the other thing about Adrian Gonzalez. He is a Gold Glove caliber fielder. Excellent, and makes that throw as well as anybody to second base. He is very, very good and very accurate and very confident in his throwing arm. Just a really good all-around player. Has 1 more year in his contract with San Diego. That's why they were talking about in the wintertime. Well, If you trade him, there's a lot of value for the team that gets him. But now, Padres being in first place, and I don't think they're going anywhere because of their starting pitching. I think they're staying right there at the top of the division. Adrian Gonzalez has to stay in San Diego.
And he just turned 28 last month.
Oh, man. When his time comes, be a free agency, he's going to have a big-time market out there for him. And he's a quality guy, just a really good, solid person.
Now BJ, and that's a strike. A little harder slider that time.
Yeah, 83, 87. Yeah, that's kind of the range. You know, his fastball has been varied too. He can get it up there to 97. Sometimes he throws it at 90, 91. Two-seam action.
BJ takes a fastball, puts him in the hole. No balls, 2 strikes.
That's just a good pitcher's pitch at 96 miles an hour. Knees, black, home plate. Look at those 2 pitches. That's fastball command right there. See how he goes right toward his target? He doesn't fall off to the left side. He's 6'6". He doesn't get overly dramatic and just violent and fall off the left side. His head was going right toward his target. If you keep that head toward your target, you got a chance to paint.
Upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're at the bottom of the 4th. The Rays with men at first and third. 2 outs in the inning. And it's 2-2.
That's a tough one to lay off of, too. 94 up.
Evans at first. Evans aboard at third. BJ Upton in the batter's box. Got down 0-2, now 2-2. And he lays off. He threw him a slider right there, and it's full.
Let's see if this off the outside corner a little bit. Yeah, just barely. It's a tough pitch, though. Definitely held up. It was just a matter if it was a ball or a strike.
Yeah, you take that pitch and pray.
Yeah, you're right. Hope you get a call.
3-2, and he's out on strikes. Well, he came back with a 3-2 slider. He's made some very good pitches late on. Rays lead 2. It's 2-0 San Diego. And their big first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez, steps in. Takes a strike, Wade Davis. In a night in which Wade has battled with his command. 1-1 with Gonzalez. Breaking ball missed. Wade has given up 2 runs, 3 hits. He's walked 5 and has hit a man. 2-1 now. And he's approaching 100 pitches. Andy Sonnenstein is back up in the bullpen. There's a liner into right field over the shift, and that's a base hit. Zobrist cuts it off. Gonzalez going to dig for 2. The throw is a bit toward the center field side of the bag. And Gonzalez has himself a 2-base hit. That's his second double tonight. Time for the Keep Your Edge Spotlight, brought to you by Just for Men Mustache and Beard. And Adrian Gonzalez with a great month of June going, .422 with a slugging percentage of .812. Keep your edge with Just for Men Mustache and Beard.
He's just a good hitter. He got the count in his favor. Very quiet at the plate. Got a cookie. Got a fastball right there.
That's a strike to Hundley. Hundley has walked and has struck out.
If you can see why Latos is so successful, he's able to throw his secondary pitches. In tonight's case, it's his slider, and double up on it for strikes when he's behind the count.
Yeah, he threw a couple outstanding sliders to B.J. Upton.
And see, Wade is getting very rotational in his delivery, meaning he's really flying open and falling toward the first base side. And when you do that, you're going to have a tough time having command with any of your pitches. And your breaking balls are going to be flat. See how far he falls off to the side there. I mean, he's trying to drive that right toward the outside corner, but again, he's just getting rotational, and the head is going away from the target. Once the head goes, the body's going to follow where the head goes. That's just something they're going to have to work on.
The pitch is fouled. 2-2.
And here's the pitch, the last pitch. Now, that was bad, not bad. That's a little bit better. The pitch before, he really pulled the head away from the target. And really what that is, and I can tell you from being a catcher all my life, that's just a guy really trying to force the issue and really make a quality pitch. So just letting it happen for him.
Ground ball to third. Longoria looks the runner back to second and goes to Pena with the throw. Hundley's out of there. Gonzalez still at second with 1 away. And Joe Madden comes out. That's going to be it for Wade Davis. Wade over 100 pitches. 1 out into the 5th inning. And so, call to the bullpen tonight, brought to you by Metro PCS Wireless for All. Buddy's Home Furnishing, where there's no credit needed and up to 6 months, same as cash. And by Dodge Ram Trucks. Award-winning Ram trucks plus a new heavy-duty, making one of the most powerful lineups in Ram history. Andy Sonnenstein, the new pitcher. Chase Headley in the batter's box for San Diego. The pitch is too high. 1 ball and no strikes. Headley drove in a run with a base hit in the 3rd as Andy's on for the 24th time.
I like his strikeout to walk ratio. 25 strikeouts, only 7 walks in 38 innings.
Pitch is outside, 2-0.
He had a pretty interesting appearance the other night, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Got out of that
Rays out of a big spot over in North Miami.
Huge win too. Save on that onto that one.
Pop foul, going to carry out a play. Yeah, he was in a couple of games over there, pitching 4 2/3 on Friday and that big inning Saturday.
Yeah, did a great job in both appearances, but really saving that game. The Rays had the 4-run lead there in extra innings and almost blew it. Andy was able to save it.
Ground ball, couple of hops. Brignac up with it. A very nice play by the rookie infielder. Gonzalez goes to 3rd. Just for a moment, it appeared as if it might skip through, and Brignac got that glove extended.
It sure did. That's a nice play by Reed. It saves a run. A base hit and a run. Look at this. 1 long hop, a great dive from his left knee. Gets it over there in time. Nice play. Look at that. Can't go any further.
He's played so well, Kevin, defensively, wherever they put him.
Yeah, it's amazing because he can play, second or short. We know he came up virtually as a shortstop when Jason was out. He played great over there. Then he goes to the other side of the diamond, the right side. He continues. Very valuable guy to have.
Scott Hairston takes a pitch down.
Long limbs, too. I love that because he's got that long reach. And when he does his dive, he's got a chance to do exactly what you just saw. Save a run right there.
One ball, 1 strike. So Andy has inherited Gonzalez, who is now at 3rd. He's there with 2 away. Wade made 103 pitches tonight in 4 1/3 innings. And a pop-up foul that will carry out a play.
I saw a moment ago Andy looking over at Adrian Gonzalez at 3rd base. The reason is he's been bluffing down the line trying to get Andy to balk, and pitchers don't like that, especially from a guy like Adrian that's not a base stealer. He's just trying to get Andy to make a mistake here. And I can't say I blame Andy. I mean, it's a nice play if it works, but there's all kinds of plays that you get one in the ribs doing that. Adrian did it twice. He's not doing it right now.
Breaking ball, blowing away, 2-2.
Of course, there was a play the other day at Dodger Stadium. Casey Blake, the 3rd baseman, did that, and the D-backs young reliever out there in the mound balked, and the Dodgers won the game from it. So just don't want to do that too often.
And you probably would pick your pitchers against whom you would.
Yeah, you pick your spot. It was a young reliever, and it was a tough game, and the Dodgers had lasted the 9th, I believe, and it worked for them. But you don't want to do that a lot. If it's a base stealer, you expect him to jockey you, but when it's a slow guy at 3rd base, it might work one time, and the next time up, you might get one in the ribs.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Rays trying to get off on the right foot here on this homestand. Right now, the Padres have the only 2 runs of the game. They came in the 3rd. 2 to Hairston. Breaking ball guy. Wave and a miss. That retires the side. Man left on. We go to the home half of the 5th. 2-0 San Diego. Two in the third, one coming on the base hit by Headley on the play that the runner beat it at second, and then a hit batter with the bases loaded. Will Venable grazed by that pitch, made it 2-0, and the 22-year-old right-hander Matt Latos, through 4 innings, has made some very good pitches, allowing no runs, 2 hits, and a walk with 3 strikeouts. Here's Reed Brignac. Pitch is a strike.
You can watch the delivery of Latos and see why he has command. Watch his delivery from the center field shot. His head goes right toward his target. And his body finishes going toward his target, not toward first base. So he's got good direction, good linear direction going right toward his target. There's his head, good balance. He's going to have a good finish right here. See, his head goes right toward his target.
Pitch is up, 1-2. Well, we haven't had a chance to see him with him over in the National League, but they say that last year he threw across his body a little more than he does now.
Made some adjustments like all pitchers have to do.
Brignac under this one and skies it into center field where Glenn makes the catch. In the last 2 or 3 games for Brignac at the plate, it seems that instead of working his way down through a pitch, he's uppercutting the ball more, and that's something that he really hasn't done a lot of all year, going all the way back to spring training.
Well, I noted that in the 3rd inning, that fly out to right, that ball was about 2 inches off the ground, and he lifted it to right field, and then that one right there was a curveball that he lifted it instead of getting through it. And coming in, he struck out 41 times. That's 25% of his at-bats. That's too much for a middle infielder, unless you're hitting 30 home runs. He's a better hitter than that for me. So 25% of the time you're striking out, that's way too much.
1-0 the count to Deotter Navarro, and he pops it into shallow center field. Out from shortstop is Hairston, Jerry Hairston Jr. 2 up, 2 down in the 5th. Fans, the Checkers Bullpen Cafe is sold out for 2010, but you can still call 888-FAN-RAYS or email groupsales@raysbaseball.com and make your reservations for other 2010 party areas and luxury suites before it's too late. Well, that's a great spot, but there are other great spots as well for your group at Tropicana Field, and we hope you'll check them out. Jason Bartlett with the bases empty, taking a pitch. That's a strike.
There's a prime example right there. You see how Latos finished, and then his body kind of jumped right toward his target, and he was able to nail the outside corner. So, and winning is by design. Success is by design. It's not an accident. You mentioned stepping across his body last year. He did. Made some adjustments, and he's having an all-star caliber first half for San Diego.
And is ahead of Bartlett, 2 strikes. Well, his fastball's impressive, and the velocity can be mid-90s. But we've seen him throw the curveball on occasion and make some very good pitches with the slider. And there's one in the dirt.
But you can afford to do that 0-2. Trying to get Jason to expand the zone right there.
The 1-2. And a breaking ball hit on the ground to short. Hairston Jr. to first. The Rays are up and down 1-2-3 through 5, 2-0 San Diego. Coming in to hit, and they will have Will Venable, their right fielder, stepping in to lead off. Andy Sonnenstein on in relief. Pitch is outside, 1 ball, no strikes. The count. Venable picked up that run batted in when he was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. He pulls it foul up the right side. Brignac made a good play on him to throw him out in the 2nd. Talking about the Hairstones. Venable's father, Max, was
he's another one. Yep, absolutely.
In the big leagues. Trying to wait on the breaking ball and fouled it back. I think the Hairston family, I think they've had 5 different members of their family play Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Including the brothers together on this team.
Quality guys, too. Real good guys.
Ground ball to 2nd. Again, he waited on a curveball, but grounds out, 1 away. And we'll check in once again with Todd.
Dwayne, you're okay. This is going to be about the All-Star game.
All right, that's good.
We had an updated vote yesterday for the American League All-Stars. Evan Longoria has increased his lead at third base. Things are getting a little closer, though, with the guy right in front of me, Carl Crawford. He's still in second place, but he's got a couple of Rangers breathing down his neck. Josh Hamilton moved into third, and he's only 14,000 behind CC. And then you've got Nelson Cruz, who's about 80,000 behind him. So we need the fans to log on to RaysBaseball.com and vote for Carl Crawford to be a starter in this year's All-Star game. There you see the rest of the guys leading the way, including Longoria by 1 million over Alex Rodriguez at third base. Guys?
Yeah, well, Crawford, as we know, has been an All-Star before, but he's never been elected to the All-Star game, and it would be great for him. So Todd is right on there.
Yeah, he's deserving.
Ground ball to the left of Bartlett, who comes up with it, turns and throws, and Salazar is out of there.
That's a great play by Jason. Ranging to his left, does the full 360 so he can plant the right leg and throws a strike over there. Nice play to Pickett. Get his balance, throws a bullet over there to Carlos Pena. But you're right about that, Dwayne. I mean, that's Carl Crawford's deserving. I know Josh Hamilton's been hot the past 3.5 weeks, but Carl is deserving all the way around for his defense, his speed, the offense we talked about, the open.
Breaking ball drops in for a strike.
Catalyst of the club.
Absolutely, and the player of the week this past week. He had a great road trip. That might help to propel his numbers a little bit more. Down and away. 1-1 now. And 2. This, by the way, is the 4th series between the Rays and the Padres, and it's the 3rd time the Rays have hosted the Padres here. The Rays went out to San Diego in the 2004 season and swept the 3-game series then. Wave and a miss. Kirsten's out on strikes. 1-2-3 for Sonnenstein. Bottom of the 6th, coming 2-0 San Diego. Half of the 6th inning here at the Trop tonight. Start your weekend with Friday Fest, presented by Captain Morgan this Friday. The Rays take on the Diamondbacks, and the first 10,000 women receive a light blue Rays collectible T-shirt. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets today. Padres in tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday afternoon, and then the Diamondbacks over the weekend. John Jaso leads off. Pitch is a strike call.
Boy, is he smart. First pitch, backdoor, little slider, little cutter. First strike.
1-1.
You got to get a base runner.
Jaso hit the ball very hard in the third inning, but right at Jerry Hairston Jr., who had him shaded up the middle, and he's right there again. Big opening on the left side of the infield with Hairston shaded toward the bag and on the just on the edge of the outfield turf. High fly ball back into left. Hairston going back in a hurry to the track, and he makes the catch. So to the opposite field warning track for out number 1. And just a reminder, be sure to look for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment later in tonight's game. Here's Carl Crawford. Carl 0 for 2. And he takes a cut at a fastball, strike 1.
Yeah, that was just power on power right there. Latos just went right after him. Carl was ready for it. Just got underneath it.
A chopper toward the middle. That's through and into center. And the Rays have a base runner. Crawford has his first hit tonight.
Carl wasn't going to let him get any slider count or fastball count with 2 strikes this time. He was looking for a pitch to hit, and he got one. This looked like more like the overhand curveball. It was backdoored. It was up. Not a good pitch by Latos. Carl got on top of it and got it through the middle.
Now it's Evan Longoria, who has one of the 3 Rays hits tonight. Looked a single into center his last time. And the pitch, and there a strike call. Got a little bend to it.
They're checking Latos out. I think he stumbled a little bit when he landed.
And we'll take advantage of the opportunity to remind you to sign up at Cain's Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays players. And if Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters in a home game, log on to CainStrikeoutContest.com. Get a coupon for a free Papa John's pizza. Get to Cain's today. A strike to count to Evan over to first, and Crawford's back in.
First pitch slider right here as he slipped when he did his stride right there. Didn't actually exactly plant smoothly. It's okay.
Strikes with the curveball fouled off now.
He started breaking out that curveball last inning. Got Brainiac and Bartlett on curveballs.
Wide with the fastball. 1-2. Black, the manager of the San Diego Padres. You know, they're doing this without Chris Young. Got a 1.5 game lead in the National League West, and you know, it appears that they're not going to have him for this year now.
Yeah, no, that was their number 1 guy. That's why they went out and got, well, of course, they already had Chris Young, but they went out and got a veteran starter to complement Young. That was John Garland. While the young guys developed, the young guys have developed pretty fast. And even the lefty they got in the Peavy deal, Jake Peavy deal, Clayton Richards pitched well also.
And a cut and a miss by Longoria. He's the second out of the inning.
Yeah, see, these are more of the overhand curveball that he's broken out here in the last 6 or 7 batters. Give you a different look. Tough pitch. got command of it there. He's got command of his secondary pitches. That's why he's had success.
Carlos Pena walked his last time.
Right man, though. One swing away.
Pitch out. It came back a little bit. A ball, no strikes. How about that? Look at the opponent's average coming in 197. Two and 0, and the Rays have just 3 hits off him tonight.
Yeah, Carlos is looking for a mistake. Now Latos got those last 2 balls up. Carlos like one mistake to try to center one and tie this thing up. The right guy to do it.
Tried to check halfway through. Out in front, the count is 2-1.
Yeah, last at bat he got a couple of sliders on 2-2 counts, and he doubled up on him and walked Carlos. Got fooled on that one. But that's a smart pitcher. I mean, he's looking for a fastball right there, and he throws him a breaking ball. 2-0. That's what you got to do in the big leagues, or a changeup even.
Back in at first. The only time the Rays have had a man in scoring position was Longoria in the 4th. So not much doing against Latos so far. And a swing and a miss. The ball gets away from Hundley, and now Carl is in scoring position.
Well, that should be a pass ball. It hit the glove of Hundley. He got crossed up. Tough to get crossed up with a runner at first, but he was looking for something else. Looked like that's a slider. Back door. He might have been looking for the slider, but just ran too much. Effective. Hundley went out there as if he had gotten crossed up.
So it's 2-2 to Pena with Crawford at second and 2 outs. And Pena's out on strikes. Tried to hold up halfway through that slider. Man left on, 2-6, 2-0 San Diego. Field. Come out Saturday, June 26th for 90s night. The Rays host the Diamondbacks. And after the game, catch the Bare Naked Ladies in the Summer Concert Series presented by Hess Express. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets. Action in the Rays bullpen. Randy Choate, the lefty, and Dan Wheeler, the right-hander. Under the tutelage out there of Bobby Ramos. Tony Gwynn, top of the order here to lead it off for San Diego. It'll be Gwynn, Eckstein, and then Gonzalez. Gwynn has walked and singled, scored a run after the walk in the third. And Navarro and Sonnenstein want to get together here before they pitch to Gwynn. Davis gave up 2 runs in the 4 1/3 he worked, made 103 pitches. And Andy came on to leave a man on base in the 5th inning. At a 1-2-3 6th. So now the pitch to Gwynn, and he shortens on the bat, taking the breaking ball for a strike as he pulled the bat back.
And Andy's had success since he's come into the game because he's shown a pretty good cutter and a good curveball. He's kept the Padres off balance.
Breaking ball down. Well, the Padres weren't exactly tearing the cover off the ball in the third when they scored. There were 3 walks and a hit batter in there. And the base hit as a result of a close play at second on a potential fielder's choice. But they got 2 runs out of it, and the Rays have been shut out on 3 hits tonight.
Yeah, and the problem is, like we've been talking about, is now you're to the point where that bullpen can take over for the Padres. Leto still has an economic pitch count. He's only got 89 pitches through 6. But now it's 9 outs of offense left.
Count still 1-2. The foul ball by Tony Gwynn Jr. Gwynn tries to walk it off. He's been on base twice.
Well, with this pitching staff, you got to keep the game right here, meaning the Padres pitching staff. That's why the bullpen's up behind him, righty lefty.
Tap third base side, foul. Well, you can tell looking at this lineup, it's a pesky sort of lineup.
Yep.
They're going to contest every pitch you make and try to put the ball into play and run.
That's really how they've created their runs outside of the walks, was the stolen base. And
to chop out to second, and Brignac will make the play. The toss to first. So that is the first out here in the 7th. From magical spells to magical creatures, from dark villains to daring heroes, all here at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, now open at Universal Orlando Resort. You'll need the courage of a Tri-Wizard Tournament champion as you take on Dragon Challenge, 2 high-speed roller coasters that chase across the sky. For your chance to experience it all, log on to FoxSportsFlorida.com and enter the Wizarding World of Harry Potter sweepstakes. David Eckstein takes a strike. Eckstein 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Breaking ball down, 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Andy Sonnenstein in relief of Davis. to short left. Charged by Crawford. Hangs up for him. Carl makes the grab. 2 outs. For all the latest updates on the Tampa Bay Rays, log on to TampaBay.com. From the diamond of the clubhouse and everywhere in between, we'll bring you in-depth news, stories, and scores 24 hours a day only at TampaBay.com. Well, Joe Madden will make a pitching change here. We'll be back with the new hurler in a moment. Hunger through home runs for food. When each Rays home run this season, the Mosaic Company donates $500 to local food banks through Feeding America Tampa Bay, Florida's leading hunger relief agency. To date, Home Runs for Food has donated $32,000 Feeding America Tampa Bay. Randy Chodon to face the left-handed bat of Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez 2 for 3 tonight as Randy's on for the 35th time. Is inside. 18 doubles now for Gonzalez.
And this is Joe Madden making his move, just trying to keep the game right here. Andy did a great job, but he didn't want Andy to make a mistake to Gonzalez and make it a 3-0 game.
2-0 the count to Gonzalez.
Well, Miz Gonzalez has no problem with lefties either. He can hit lefties or righties. He's just a 300 hitter.
Strike, 2-1. So another good job by Sonnenstein. 2 1/3, scoreless baseball. Struck out 2 and didn't walk anybody. Cut a miss by Adrian Gonzalez. 2-2. A 2-0 game since the third. We're in the top half of inning 7. And a quick cut, a little piece of that one foul from a choke fastball. Well, Choate has the ability to sweep that slider that just continues to move away from a left-handed hitter.
Yeah, that's really the out pitch for him. And he hasn't thrown one yet. Adrian, I'm sure, is expecting it, but he hasn't seen it yet.
And a foul ball. He got a little piece of it as it started to move away from him, and there it was.
And with that almost sidearm delivery of Randy Choate, that's what makes it so tough for left-handers that don't get a chance to see him a lot. See, there's Adrian expanding his own zone. We talked about that in the first inning. That ball was about 4 inches outside. But Adrian's not taking a chance at the home plate umpire would call strike 3, so he fouls it off, stays alive.
And a swing and a miss on the fastball. He's out on strike. 7th inning stretch time. 2-0 San Diego. Let's get some runs. All right, here we go. Bottom of the seventh. Here's our whole gang right here. Thanks to everybody for all the great good wishes. Bless your hearts. We love you all.
You guys did good.
Hey, I heard a little baritone there in the back from you.
I heard it.
Way to go.
No,
you were good. I liked it.
Nice job, like Gabe, you know. Family.
Thanks, Rusty.
Daughters, wife. That was nice.
2 strikes the count to Ben Zobrist. The pitch is up. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Gabe's very versatile, isn't he? He can hit. He can just do just about anything.
He is. I mean, we're very hopeful. And entertained by him as well. And that is strike 3 called to Zobrist. The Rays continue to have a tough time at the plate here against this young right-hander, Matt Latos.
Yeah, he's just really changed speeds well. He actually missed location here. He's trying to go in on Ben, and he missed away and got the corner. When you're going good, you're going good. Ben just walked away. He knew it.
BJ fouls the first pitch, and that's a strike. BJ has grounded out and struck out. And Latos threw 2 outstanding sliders in the 4th inning. This one is off the plate. 1-1. Well, there's part of that bullpen.
Yeah, they're up and going here. Look at this guy, Luke Gregerson. ERA is incredible. He doesn't walk anybody. He is nasty. Fastball, slider, changeup, right-hander.
Here's the 2-1. And a fastball. He's still got it at 95.
I was just going to go there. Exactly with you on that. When he wants to hump it up in a hitter's count, 2-1, you better be able to hit 95. It's right down the middle. BJ swings right through it.
And he takes that one, a fastball for strike 3 call. That's 4 consecutive strikeouts now for Latos.
And he's just a smart pitcher. In this inning, he's gotten a 2 on fastballs. Again, he missed location. He was trying to go away, but he missed in. And, you know, it doesn't matter. It's 2 strikes. You got to protect. Really care if he did miss in. Still over the plate.
Brignac fouls this one back. It's that action comedy night and day, and you'll love Tom Cruise in this. Covert agent Cameron Diaz, she's the woman caught between him and those who claims that the one who sets him up. It's a globe-trotting adventure. You don't want to miss it. We're making our plans to see it. That is night and day. 2 strikes to count right here. And Brignac is out on strikes. So he strikes out the side. We're through 7. 2-0 San Diego. Well, we go to the 8th inning. The Rays are down 2-0.
Guards are getting on you a little bit.
It's been done before.
You stay consistent. Steady.
It's gotten us this far.
Steady. That's why you're at 5,000 right now. That's exactly right.
Nick Hundley leads off the 8th inning. Dan Wheeler is the new pitcher for the Rays. Hundley 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Wheeler is pitcher number 4 for the Rays, following Davis, Sonnenstein, and Choate.
These are 2 pretty good bullpens, San Diego and the Rays, of course. Rays come in at 3rd in bullpen ERA in the American League at 3.22. The question is the offense. Wow. Latos punching out the last 5 hitters. Getting stronger. But I think they're going to their bullpen. They usually stop Latos at over 100 pitches.
Yeah, and he's just over 100. And
it's right where they're at usually with him.
Boy, I'll tell you, he's got plenty left as he displayed in the bottom of the 7th. That starts down and away. 2-2. Davis worked 4 1/3. Sonnenstein 2 1/3. And Choate got Gonzalez to end the 7th. We're now in the 8th. And that is strike 3 call. He got the outside edge. 1 away, and we'll check in with Todd Callis.
This time it's about you, Dwayne. We're in the family suite. I've got everybody here. We've got, Wheels pitching. Mike Billaracas right in front of me. all the Gus Bilirakis kids are right here. Gus, by the way, did a great proclamation today on the floor of the House of Representatives for you. We want to look at our text poll question of the night, brought to you by AutoWay. If you need a car, truck, or van, who are you going to call? Call 1-800-SHOP-AutoWay. And the question is, of all the aspects of Dwayne Stat's broadcasting career as Chase Headley flies out to Ben Zobrist, which do you appreciate the most? TB1. TB1, 30 years or more of baseball experience. TB2, the depth of his baseball knowledge. TB3, the voice. TB4, all the above. Text your vote to 789-789. Everybody in the Dwayne Stat suite, wave back to the cameras. Back to you, Dwayne.
All right. Thank you very much. And how about the company he keeps? How's that?
Yeah, well, that's quite a crew up there.
Vote for that.
Yeah, that's a nice crew you got right there.
2 outs here as Headley hit the fly ball to right. Now it's Scott Hairston. And that pitch is a strike down around the knees.
It's a nice support system, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the best.
Family with you.
It's a blessing. There's no question about that. Absolutely.
A lot of road trips, a lot of days away from home.
Foul ball straight back, and the count is 0-2. And, well, if anybody's around this game, they know what that's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be a part of this game without going through some of the separation that it demands.
Well, it's really no different from being a player on the field. But travel 6 months at a time.
2 strikes to count to Hairston. Well, the pitch is up and in, a fastball. Top half of the 8th. Opening game of the series against San Diego. And the breaking ball fouled away. So Hairston stays alive. Still the ball, 2 strikes. Coming into this series 5-7 this year in interleague play, and the Padres, the flip side of that, it's 7-5. The 2-2, and it's fouled back, a fastball. And they struck out. Headley hit the fly ball to right. And Hairston pulling off a couple pitches to hold the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a line drive into left. Going to be caught by Crawford. And it's a 1-2-3-8. We go to the bottom of the inning. 2-0 San Diego. fan, who you going to call? AutoWay. Call 1-800-SHOP-AutoWay. By Checkers, a little place, big taste. And by Tobacco-Free Florida. Escape the addiction of tobacco. Be free. Visit FloridaQuitline.com. On to the bottom of the 8th inning tonight from Tropicana Field. Rays down by a couple with 2 shots left. Matt Latos working the first 7 innings for San Diego, allowing the Rays no runs, 3 hits. He struck out 7 and walked 1. And Mike Adams will take over on the mound. Adams, 31-year-old right-hander.
Got great numbers, just like all the bullpen guys for San Diego.
Big Blaylock will pinch hit for Navarro to lead it off. And he takes the pitch down. So 101 pitches for Latos tonight. And Blaylock fouls it out in front of Tom Foley toward that San Diego bullpen.
Well, the Rays bullpen has done a great job tonight just to keep the game right here at just 2-0. So you got 6 outs of offense to work with. So it's just about getting a base runner here again. And especially with Latos out of the game, I think you take your chances, wouldn't you?
I'll tell you, he left with plenty remaining in that tank, I'll tell you.
Yeah, he was emptying it there with that 97 fastball at the end. Punching out the last 5 men he faced. Still had the nasty slider and threw some good curveballs, too.
Blaylock takes one down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Adams originally got to the big leagues with the Brewers. He's been with the Brewers and the Padres throughout his career. And a bounding ball, first base. Gonzalez makes the play unassisted. So that's the first out in the 8th inning. Take a look at tonight's Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment. There were a number of them for Matt Latos the way he pitched tonight. 7 innings. 7 strikeouts and a walk. No runs on 3 hits and 101 pitches.
You're looking at some big-time curveballs right there and some electric fastballs to go with it. And don't forget about his slider. He had that going, too. Nasty.
That'll be Jason Bartlett. Jason 1 for 2. Adams gets the edge of the strike zone with that pitch. Strike 1. Breaking ball. It's foul back. 0-2. Ball, 2 strikes. Fouled up the right side and sent it toward the Rays bullpen. Adams had some shoulder issues last year, but when he was healthy, you know, he made 37 appearances with this team last year and had a 0.73 yard run average.
Oh, he was nasty. I mean, he was part of the reason these guys had one of the best records in baseball in the last couple of months of 2009.
There's a shot toward right center field. That's in there. A slider hit all the way to the wall. Bartlett's on his way to second with a double. Well, that one hovered up there, and Jason jumped on it, and the Rays have a man in scoring position.
Exactly right. One of the very few mistakes by San Diego pitching tonight. It's the hanging slider. See, it misses up over the heart of the plate, and Jason's all over it. That's what happens with big-time mistakes in the big leagues. They get hit. Well, that gets it going for the Rays. Runner at second, one out. 12th double for Jason.
That will get John Jaso to the plate with a man in scoring position. Jaso hit one to the warning track in left in the 6th inning and hit a ball right on the nose. A low liner that was right at Jerry Hairston Jr. back in the 3rd. Hairston was shaded up the middle, and he's that way again.
He actually had 3 pretty good at-bats against Matt Latos. Even his last at-bat was a pretty deep fly to left field in the 6th inning off the slider.
1-0 the count to Jaso. Heath Bell, their closer, gets up, but he's heating in a hurry. There's a strike. And the count to Jaso is 1-1.
It's another Hammond slider right there, but it was up too much. That's one of those ones, if you swing at that one, you might pop it up. A little bit too high.
And he started to go. Oh, he went, said Marty Foster. I don't think Jaso thought he held up on that one.
That's the tough part. You take the hanger and you just can't hold up on the one in the dirt. Let's take a look. That's pretty close.
The count goes to 1-2. Rays trying to scratch out a run. They're down by 2. And there's a ground ball headed into center field and a base hit. Here comes Bartlett in to score, and the Rays are on the board. It's a 2-1 ball game. Jaso driving in his 25th run of the year with a single up the middle.
Well, you got a fastball, 93, and it's missed location. They tried to go in on him after a couple of sliders down. He missed out over the plate, and Jaso shoots it up the middle into center field. Another nice at bat by John to hang in there.
So the RBI single by Jaso. That gets Crawford up there. Carl 1 for 3 tonight. And he shoots. Oh, and he hits Jaso. Boy, that was a base hit all the way, and it hits Jaso. And that is out number 2.
Oh, man, that hurt.
What a tough break.
All the way around, that one hurt. That was a rocket shot by Crawford. A certain first and second, maybe even a first and third. He just couldn't get out of the way. The ball's hit so hard. Tried to jump over it. I think he jumped a little too soon. Yeah. Hit the right cleat underneath right there. Tough break right there.
So that goes as a base hit for Crawford. Jaso is put out. And Gonzalez, the first baseman, will get the put out. New pitcher for San Diego. Back in a moment. trailing by a run. Sign up at Cane's Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays players. And if Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters in a home game, log on to CaneStrikeoutContest.com and get a coupon for a free Papa John's pizza. Get to Cane's today. Heath Bell on here in the 8th inning. It's his 30th appearance.
Yeah, Heath has 17 saves and 20 opportunities. That's 85% right there. 3 wins to go with it in 29 games. He's a strikeout pitcher.
(17 of 20 in the save department. He had 42 saves, leading the National League last year. Here's Evan Longoria. Evan swings through that fastball in the mid-90s, strike one.
Yeah, he's got a 95 fastball. You just saw 96 also with the velocity. Curveball, changeup, fastball up right there.
Crawford, the pitch is a ball, and the throw is not in time. Carl steals second base. So the Rays have the potential tying run in scoring position on the 25th steal of the year for Carl Crawford.
Takes a lot of pressure off of Evan in this situation. It's a straight steal. No chance for Hundley right there. Takes a lot of pressure off because he doesn't have to hit a gap shot to tie the game now. Nice little base hit will do the job. You got to figure with Crawford at second and 2 outs, and he goes on contact, he's going to score on any base hit to the outfield.
Longoria with a 1-1 count. He pounds it back into the screen. Well, that fastball gets up there in a hurry.
Yeah, it does. Mid-90s again. It was a nice swing by Evan. He was going to right center right there. Saw him working on that in batting practice this afternoon as well. 2-strike approach. This ball was middle away. See him trying to go. He's going that way. He wasn't trying to pull off that hit one out. He was trying to go in the right center field.
And the pitch away. 2-2. Bell's been quite a story. He's a guy who didn't make his varsity high school team until his senior year. And when he did sign out of junior college, he signed with the Mets, and his bonus was $500.
Yeah, he's a great story, really.
And he strikes out Longoria on a fastball. High heat right there. And the Rays settle for a run on 3 hits. They leave a man. 2-1 game through 8. Behind the plate, which means the Rays vacate the DH spot now, and the pitcher goes into the A spot. Will Venable leads off the 9th inning. Wheeler out there. Dan worked the 8th inning. It starts the 9th with a pitch upstairs to Venable. Salazar will be next, and then Hairston. Grant Balfour busy in the Rays bullpen. And that pitch taken for a ball. 2-0.
A couple of reasons for Jaso staying in. You don't want to use your third catcher here in this situation. That spot would come up 5th in the bottom of the 9th. So I think Joe Madden also wants the option of who to hit should he get that far. Only a 1-run game, 2-1 right now.
And it's a 2-1 count on Venable. There's Kelly Shopik, the third catcher on the Rays. Deanna Navarro started tonight, and now Jaso, who was the DH initially, is behind the plate.
So he's got Shopik. He's also got Sean Rodriguez and Willie Ibar, of course, the switch hitter, left off the bench.
And a high popper, foul ball, chased by Longoria and Crawford near the bullpen mound, and Crawford grabs it. Nice job by Crawford getting over there, and when you hit that bullpen mound, it's uncertain territory.
Yeah, that ball was going to come back for sure. Thought maybe Longoria, but look how deep this ball gets. And Carl tracks it. You're right. He's on the slope of the mound right there and picks it off.
You know, you mentioned the pitcher spot coming up in the bottom of the 9th, and Ibar available. With Heath Bell in there, he's really the only guy who has seen much of him. He's 1 for 3 against him. The pitch to Salazar is away. A fastball, 1 ball, no strike. So with any chance at all, Ibar will probably see some action if the Rays can get something going.
Yeah, I think that's what Joe Madden was thinking. Plus, you don't want to use your third catcher if you don't have to. Hey, should this game go longer, you don't mind having Jaso get another at bat too. But really, I think it was for the bottom of the 9th that Joe's concerned about. First things first.
And the 1-1 is popped into shallow center off a slider, and Upton is there to make the catch. So 2 outs in the 9th. Jerry Hairston Jr. is going to be the hitter. And don't forget the postgame show coming up. We'll be with you with Rays Live, the postgame, immediately following this contest.
This is some kind of outstanding job that the Rays bullpen has done so far. 1 more out to go to keep the game right here at 2-1.
And a little tap down to third. Longoria fields and throws, and it's a 1-2-3 9th. So we'll go into the home half of inning 9. The Rays need a run, down 2-1. Sombreros are out. The Rays need a run to tie. They need 2 to win. facing one of the premier closers from the National League. In Heath Bell, they got the final out, striking out Longoria in the 8th. And in the 9th, the Rays have Carlos Pena, Ben Zobrist, and B.J. Upton due. So this first matchup, Pena and Bell.
And Carlos just has to make sure he zones down in his mind and not up, because that fastball high is a tough one to catch up with. Swing right underneath it.
First pitch into Pena, and it's a little wide. 1 ball, no strikes.
Breaking ball. How about that? Back door right there. Of course, Carlos has to think number 1. You got to think 95 fastball. That's what he spelled. His out pitch is. He likes to go to that.
And that's a strike on the outer part of the plate with a fastball.
Boy, he hit location, but Carlos didn't like it. This ball's plenty outside right here. Look at that.
That's never a strike. Never a strike from the time it left his hand.
Not even close. Carlos is right. I mean, you can't give him that pitch. That's 6 inches off the outside corner.
There's ball 2.
Curveball right there.
2-1.
Carlos is looking for a fastball. He just wants one in the zone.
And way wide. 3 balls and a strike.
Now you got to look for one pitch here. If he throws the curveball, so be it. You got to look for the fastball and make it be over the heart of the plate. If you're Carlos Pena, and spit on everything else.
Three balls and a strike. And there's ball 4. Now the Rays put the leadoff man aboard. Pena draws the walk. And that will get Ben Zobrist to the plate. We're going to get a runner at first for Pena. Sean Rodriguez will run for Carlos. Well, the Rays, a little more speed there at first in Rodriguez.
Yeah, the question is at home, is this a bunt situation? I really don't think so with Ben Zobrist stuff. I think you got to go for the win. Especially with BJ swinging through some fastballs lately. Padres will play it as if Ben will bunt, but I don't think so.
There goes the runner, and the pitch swung on and lifted into right field. Venable goes back to the track for this one, and he's going to make the catch for the out. And Rodriguez better get back to first. He got back just ahead of the throw back in from the outfield.
I'll tell you what, that was a little too close. Sean knew it was going to be caught, but he was still about 10 feet from second base. Venable went for it, but Ben Zobrist missed winning the ball game by about a foot. I mean, he just got underneath that, just a little bit too much. Otherwise, that's a game-winning home run. Look at this arm of Venable. He's just going for it. A little too close for comfort right there. That's the right move, though. Let him swing the bat, try to win the game.
B.J. Upton at the plate.
BJ can catch up with one here. Do the same thing. Try to win one. Find a gap.
Couple of strikeouts and a ground ball to third for BJ. There goes Rodriguez. Pitch is high, and the throw is going to be in time. Rodriguez tried to go head first, and Eckstein put the tag on him. So the pinch runner, Sean Rodriguez, is caught trying to steal.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is a fastball. Perfect pitch to throw in, a good transfer and quick feet by Hundley, and he's out easily. With the look of Madden on the bench there, I believe Sean was probably on his own.
Now Upton takes this one upstairs. 2-0. So the Rays lose the base runner, and they're down to their final out just like that.
Yeah, the only thing I will say about if he was on his own is sometimes you could put a stop sign on until it gets deeper into the count. I think you want to let it get deeper into the count before you run yourself out of an inning. unless you got Carl Crawford out there.
Upton fouls it away. It's 2-1.
A lot of managers will put a lot of their base runners on their own, but they'll also have a stop sign saying, I don't want you getting thrown out here early, and then you'll release it again. You'll put him back on his own, depending on the sequence.
BJ fouls the fastball back to the right.
I think the tough part of that, Dwayne, is when you're throwing 95, which you expect Bell to BJ is going to try to overpower him. That's a great pitch to throw on. You don't have to pitch out. That's a very easy pitch to throw on for a catcher, because it gets there so quickly, and usually with Bell, the ball's up, so it's just right there for you. It's a sinker ball or a slider, it's a different story. Tougher pitches to throw on.
Now the 2-2 way up, and the full count. Upton against Bell, 3-2, bases empty, 2 outs. And a swing and a miss, it's all over. He threw him a 3-2 slider to strike him out and end the game. So it is the San Diego pitching that allows them to take game 1 of this 3-game series. Another look at that last pitch by Heath Bell, and it is a good one.
Well, that was nasty. You know, getting a 3-2 slider there at the end. BJ's thinking fastball, then he reads it. He knows it's a strike, so he's just trying to protect. Throws his hands at it. Can't catch up with it.
So it's a 2-1 final. Lados will get his 8th win. Wade Davis, the loser, his record is now 5-8 before 14,650. Padres and the Rays tomorrow on Sun Sports and High Definition.